Be me, 24-year-old feminist dating boyfriend for year. Living together 6 months. I'm data analyst, making 52K. He's software engineer, making 71K year. Relationship is good. We moved in together to save money and spend time. Both work from home most days, so we're around each other constantly always. We agreed to split rent and bills, 50-50, even though he makes more. Tell him I believe in equal contribution regardless of salary. Difference fair. He agrees and says that's fine with him. No problem at all. Start grocery shopping together every week, spending about $200 total combined. He suggests we just split it, 50-50. Like everything else, simple easy. Tell him that doesn't seem fair because we eat different amounts food. Notice that he eats more than me, generally larger portions, bigger meals. He's 6'2", and works out regularly while I'm 5'4", and smaller frame. Tell him it's not fair for me to pay half when he eats more. He says, okay, that makes sense. How should we split it then? Suggest we start tracking what each person eats and split accordingly exact. He looks uncertain and asks if that's really necessary. Seems complicated. Tell him yes because financial fairness is important in relationships. Equality matters. Say that I shouldn't subsidize his larger appetite that's not equal fair. He agrees hesitantly and says, okay, we can try that if important. Start keeping spreadsheet of every grocery item and who eats what tracking. First week, I track everything we buy and estimate percentages consumed each. He ate 60% of chicken, I ate 40%, so he owes 60% of chicken cost. I ate 70% of salad greens. He ate 30%, so I owe 70% of that. Spend 2 hours after grocery shopping, dividing up costs by consumption rates. Show him spreadsheet, and his portion is $72. Mine is $48 total, $120. He looks at spreadsheet and says, this seems really complicated to track. Tell him it's not complicated. It's just fair and accurate tracking consumption. He pays his portion, but I can tell he's not happy about system. Tell myself he'll adjust and appreciate the fairness eventually, over time, soon. Notice he seems less enthusiastic about grocery shopping, together now, quieter. Second week, and I'm tracking even more carefully with detailed notes everything. He makes protein shake with banana protein powder and almond milk morning. I write down that he used 1 banana, 0.225 2 scoops, protein bar 50, add almond milk, 1 cup, approximately 0.40. Total $2.15 for his shake. Do this for every single meal and snack throughout entire week diligently. He notices me writing things down constantly and asks if really necessary. Tell him yes, because otherwise we can't split things fairly accurately, need data. He says, this feels like a lot of work, just for groceries. Tell him financial accuracy is worth the effort. Shouldn't cut corners on fairness. By end of week, he owes $78. I owe $42. Show him breakdown. He looks at spreadsheet with all line items and serving sizes calculated. Asks if I really tracked everything down to individual bananas. Seriously this. Tell him, yes, that's the only way to be truly fair about costs. He says this is making him anxious about eating anything from fridge now. Tell him he shouldn't feel anxious. Just eat what he wants, I'll track. He says that's the problem. He feels monitored and judged for eating anything. Tell him I'm not judging, just tracking for financial fairness. That's all. He pays but seems frustrated with the whole system, clearly unhappy about it. Suggest maybe he should buy less food if concerned about cost then. He says it's not about cost. It's about feeling watched constantly always. Third week, he starts eating smaller portions than usual, noticeably less food. Ask him if he's okay, and he says, yeah, just not that hungry lately. Notice he's lost a few pounds and looks tired more than usual. He's skipping breakfast sometimes and eating smaller dinners than before less. Ask him if he's trying to diet, and he says no. Just eating when hungry, realize he's probably eating less to avoid owing more on grocery bill reducing. Tell him he doesn't need to starve himself. Just pay his fair share. He says he's not starving, just being more mindful of what he eats, consuming. By end of week, his portion is only $52 and mine is $48 closer. Feel satisfied that it's more equal now. But notice he seems unhappy withdrawn. Fourth week and he suggests maybe we should just buy our own groceries separately. Feel offended and ask why he wants to separate our food completely split. He says because tracking everything is stressful and making him uncomfortable always. Tell him that's just because he's not used to financial accountability, yet adjusting. Say that couples should be transparent about shared expenses, not hide costs. He says it's not about transparency, it's about trust and feeling monitored constantly. Tell him if he has nothing to hide, then tracking shouldn't bother him. He goes quiet and says, "Fine, we'll keep doing it your way then." Notice he's been coming home with takeout bags few times this week outside. Ask him where he's eating, and he says grabbed lunch out with coworkers. Start noticing he's eating out more frequently than before, several times weekly. Comes home with leftovers from restaurants, or says he already ate before. Ask him why he's spending money eating out when we have food here. He says sometimes he just wants to eat without thinking about spreadsheets calculating. Tell him that's wasteful when we have perfectly good food at home already. He says it's his money and he can spend it how he wants. Tell him, but eating out means I'm paying higher percentage of grocery bill. He says then, buy less groceries if I'm the only one eating them. Realize he's actively avoiding eating at home to avoid my tracking system escaping. Feel frustrated that he's sabotaging my fair system by eating elsewhere instead. 5th week and he's barely eating anything at home anymore. Mostly gone absent. Comes home after eating dinner out most nights throughout the week regularly. Grocery bill is only $80 and he's eaten maybe $15 worth all week total. Confront him about eating out constantly and avoiding home food, deliberately avoiding. He says he's not avoiding, just prefers eating out sometimes with friends. Tell him he's wasting money and ruining our system by not participating anymore. He says, your system is exactly why I'm eating out. Don't want tracked. Tell him he's being ridiculous. It's just basic financial accountability, nothing more. He says it's not basic. It's obsessive in controlling my eating habits. Ask him if he's seriously choosing restaurants over eating at home with me. Start noticing he's going out with coworkers for lunch and dinner, often frequently. See charges on his credit card for restaurants $15 here, $30 there. Adding, calculate he's spending about $200 a week eating out, now way more expensive. Confront him and say he's spending more eating out than groceries would cost. He says yes, but he's happier and feels less stressed about eating free. Tell him that's financially irresponsible when we have system that works perfectly. He says system doesn't work for him, only works for me, controlling everything. Tell him I'm trying to be fair, and he's making it about control. He says tracking every banana I eat is control, whether you see or not. Tells me he'd rather spend extra money than feel monitored constantly. Always watched. His coworker starts posting group lunch photos and he's in them regularly there. They're all laughing and eating at nice restaurants, having good time together. Notice there's woman from his team in photos, pretty and friendly looking close. Feel jealous that he's eating with her, instead of me at home choosing. Confront him about woman in photos and he says she's just coworker, nothing. Ask why he's having lunch with her so often instead of home saving. He says, because lunch with coworkers is relaxing and no one tracks food normal. Tell him I don't like him spending so much time with female coworker eating. He says they're just friends and it's work-related, nothing romantic happening. Tell him it looks bad that he prefers eating with her over me. His girlfriend, 2 months in, and he's eating at home, maybe twice a week. Maximum, rarely. Grocery bill has dropped to $60 a week, because mostly just me eating food. He's spending $250 a week on restaurants based on credit card statements high. Show him the numbers and say he's wasting $1,000 a month eating out. He says he's happier spending the money than dealing with spreadsheet tracking. Tell him that's an insane amount of money for someone who complains about fairness. He says, I never complained about fairness. I complained about your tracking system. Tell him they're the same thing. Fairness requires tracking to be accurate, exact. He says no. Fairness requires trust, and you don't trust me at all. Ask him what trust has to do with splitting grocery bills correctly, properly. Notice he's been staying late at office more often than before, working extra. Comes home around 8 or 9 p.m. after eating dinner out already full. Ask him why he's staying so late, and he says working on projects' deadlines. but I see his coworkers posting happy hours and dinners, and he's there always. Realize he's not just working late. He's socializing without me, deliberately excluding. Confront him about lying about working late when really eating out with people. He says he never lied. He is working late and then grabbing food after. Tell him he's choosing coworkers over me every single night. Now always them. He says, because eating with them is fun and eating at home feels like audit. Tell him I'm just trying to be fair about costs, nothing more than that. 3 months in, and our relationship has become distant and cold between us. He barely talks to me about his day anymore or shares anything personal. Comes home late, eats nothing because already ate, and goes to bed early. We haven't had dinner together at home in weeks now, completely separate lives. Confront him about state of our relationship, and he says tracking ruined it. Tell him that's ridiculous. Tracking groceries didn't ruin anything he did. He says, I made eating at home so uncomfortable he'd rather spend money. Tell him he's being dramatic about simple spreadsheet for financial fairness accountability. He says it's not simple when you track every bite of food consumed meticulously. Says he feels like he can't relax in his own home anymore. Always judged, ask him what he wants me to do. Just let him eat whatever without tracking. He says yes, exactly that. Just split groceries 50-50 like normal couples. Tell him that's not fair because he eats more than me, physically impossible. He says then, buy your own food and I'll buy mine, separate everything completely. Feel hurt that he wants to completely separate our food like roommates, not couple. Tell him couples share things and shouldn't have separate groceries. That's sad. He says couples also don't track each other's food consumption like accountants do. Tell him I'm being financially responsible. He's being financially reckless and wasteful. He says he'd rather be reckless and happy than responsible and miserable here. Realize he's basically saying, I make him miserable with my system tracking. 4 months, and he tells me he's been looking at his own apartment. Feel shocked and ask if he's seriously moving out over grocery tracking. He says, it's not just groceries, it's about your need to control everything. Tell him I don't control everything. Just want things to be fair, equal. He says fair would be trusting me and splitting things without spreadsheets monitoring. Tell him trust has nothing to do with accurate financial tracking, separate issues. He says everything is about financial tracking with you. Nothing is just casual. Mentions he can't even grab snack without worrying about it being documented forever. Says he's been eating out because it's only place he can eat freely anymore. Realize I've made him feel so uncomfortable he's leaving over. It actually going. Tell him I'll stop tracking if he stays with me here together. He says it's too late, he's already signed lease for new place done. Asks me if I even understand why he's leaving, the real reason. Tell him he's leaving because he can't handle accountability and fairness structure. He says no. I'm leaving because you made eating at home feel like punishment. Says that tracking every banana and every scoop of protein was insane behavior. Mentions that his coworkers thought it was crazy when he told them about system. Tells me that normal couples don't do this kind of thing at all ever. Says he'd rather live alone and eat freely than be monitored constantly here. Realize I'm losing him over grocery tracking, but can't admit I was wrong. He moves out 2 weeks later. An apartment feels empty without him gone. Still have spreadsheet with all our grocery data from past 4 months tracked. Look at it and realize how much effort I put into tracking everything meticulously. See that the difference between our costs was usually only $20, $30 a week. Realize I spent hours tracking to save $20, while he spent $1,000 avoiding me. Understand that I valued being right more than being happy with him together. Month after breakup, see on social media, he's having dinner with coworkers again. That woman from his team is there, and they're sitting next to each other close. 2 months later, they're official on social media, dating publicly now together. She posts about cooking dinner together and sharing meals, no mention of tracking. They look happy and relaxed, eating together, just enjoying food and company. Simple. Realize she doesn't track what he eats or make him feel monitored constantly. Comments about what a cute couple they are and how fun they seem together. His friends commenting that he seems so much happier now than before with me. Understand that she gives him what I wouldn't, freedom to just eat without judgment. Meanwhile, I'm alone in an apartment, still buying groceries for one person, only me. Still track my own grocery spending out of habit even though no one to split. Realize my system was more important to me than my relationship was. Sad. Tell myself I was being financially responsible, but really was being controlling obsessive. 3 months later, see they're moving in together, already fast, but working clearly. She posts about combining their kitchens and cooking together, excited about it. No mention of tracking or splitting costs. Just sharing life together, naturally easy. Realize that most couples just split groceries roughly without spreadsheets tracking detailed. Talk to friends about what happened, and they're honest with me. Finally, truth. One friend says tracking every item was definitely excessive behavior, too much. Another says she wouldn't want to be monitored like that, either would leave. Realize that my quest for perfect fairness made me lose good relationship had. He's now with woman who trusts him and doesn't need to track everything precisely, while I'm alone with my spreadsheets that save me maybe $300 over 4 months. Year later, see they're engaged, already serious and committed to each other. Caption about finding partner who makes life easy. Not complicated, simple love. Realize she understood that relationships require trust, not accounting precision, always. His family commenting about how much they love her and how happy he seems. Remember, his family never warmed to me, probably because he complained about tracking. Now he's marrying a woman who lets him eat freely without guilt or monitoring, while I'm still single because I can't let go of need to track everything. Tell myself I was standing up for fairness, but really was being controlling. Learned that being technically right about money doesn't matter if you're alone. Now, I'm cautionary tale about how micromanaging partner over small amounts destroys relationships. Still track my own expenses meticulously, but understand why he left now finally. Relationships aren't spreadsheets and people aren't data points to monitor constantly always. He needed to feel trusted and free, not monitored and judged for eating. Lost good man because I couldn't let $20 week difference go without tracking. He's building life with woman who understands that trust matters more than precision. While I'm alone at 25 with perfect financial records but no one to share, learn that some things are more important than being exactly fair about everything. Micromanaging grocery bills down to individual bananas is obsessive, not responsible behavior. Now, understand that financial fairness is important, but so is trust and comfort. Cautionary tale about how need for perfect control over small things loses everything important.